The professionals over at Gulf Coast Men's Clinic say they can treat one thing, erectile dysfunction, and according to them, that's what makes them the experts. Today, co-owners Chris McMeans and Brad Thornton are back to tell us more about their practice and how quickly they can find men in your lives a solution to this common problem. Gentlemen, welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you, Malik.
So good to have y'all here. I really enjoyed our conversation last time, and I'm so glad you all are here to kind of remind people and talk about all the services you all offer. Brad, first let's start with this, right? Tell us, how do men develop erectile dysfunction? Let's start there.
Well, I would say 90% of the men that we see have one or more of what we call the big three. That's high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. Some patients have all three of those.
Wow.
Prostate issues, prostate removal, all of those things play a role. The key to this is not a psychological problem. It's not a mental disease.
Right.
This is a medical disease, and it requires diagnosis, which we do, and it can be treated, and we do it better than anyone else.
And I love how you mentioned that, because ladies and gentlemen, it's not because they're not necessarily attracted to you, right? It's they literally have a medical condition.
Absolutely.
And if they have that medical condition, they can come to you all to get diagnosed and treated. What does that look like at Gulf Coast Men's Clinic?
So 99% of the patients we see receives what we call a trial dose of medication. That's what separates us from everyone else. Every patient that walks through that door, we guarantee a response within 10 to 15 minutes of that visit.
Really?
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Very impressive. And what does that medication look like? Is it something that they're taking orally? Is it something that you're like rubbing on the area? Like, what does that look like?
Well, we're the experts when it comes to treating ED. So we have over 300 combinations of medication.
Wow.
And this is what we specialize in. So a patient that walks into our clinic, depending on the age, history, that patient then receives a special combination of medication specifically designed to treat that patient.
And you know, some of those erectile dysfunction medications that we see on TV, you know, in the movies that maybe some people talk about, you know, you say that that necessarily isn't the one to go for. Why not?
Well, it's not necessarily, it's not the one. What we found in our practice is when patients come and see us, they've used multiple different medications from multiple different doctors because those doctors don't specialize in what we do.
Right.
So they just give them what they know to give them, that it's worked for another patient in the past, and it don't necessarily work for that patient. When they come and see us, this is all we do. We're going to diagnose this problem. We're going to tell them how we're going to treat it. We're going to give them a sample dose in the clinic. They're going to see the results. And we guarantee whatever we prescribe for them is going to work.
You all can fix your ED now. Okay, that's the website, everybody. Check them out. I got to ask you this, because last time you all were here, we were talking off camera about another type of erectile dysfunction, premature ejaculation. Did not know that actually coincided with erectile dysfunction.
Big problem.
Tell me about that, and you all help with that.
Most definitely, most definitely. So this premature ejaculation age can range from early 30s all the way up. So basically the way premature ejaculation is described is patients who ejaculate too early. It could be 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes into an intimate setting. And once that happens, they lose that erection firmness. We treat 99% of the patients who have PE, and after they come to Gulf Coast Men's Clinic and they start using this medication, which is therapeutic, after maybe 6 months or a year or even earlier, they'll notice that they can last in an intimate setting for up to an hour. And that premature ejaculation then starts to go away.
That is fascinating. I did not know that, and thank you all for the information. Thank you all for being here today. And look, everybody, if you want more information about Gulf Coast Men's Clinic, give them a call right now, 504-581-8284. Look, the website, very simple, fixyourednow.com. They help with high blood pressure. They help with prostate issues. The list literally goes on. For more information, head over to their Instagram, Facebook, all of those great social medias at GCMC Mobile and Metairie.